Hi everyone! Today I want to show you how I like to remove eye chips from Blythe eye mechanisms. So here is an eye mechanism for a fake Blythe. I found that the fake Blythe eye chips tend to come out a little bit easier than the authentic Blythe ones. I've already removed some of the chips on this one so you can see what the inside of the eye socket looks like. And the default eye chips are kind of transparent. See if that will work. And they have a black iris. So that's kind of cool. So the way I'm going to show you right now is the glue stick method, which all you need is some glue sticks cut into pieces and a lighter. You'll just melt the end of the glue stick and then stick it on the eye chip. And I like to place it kind of close to the edge because sometimes I find that just pries it off a little bit easier. Just hold it down for a few seconds to get it stuck. And then you can do multiples at the same time. And you want to try to keep it off of the white area because otherwise that's just mess that you'll have to clean up. And if you ever find yourself in a situation where you just can't get an eye chip to come out, if you don't care about keeping the eye chip, you can actually use a screw and just screw it on in to the center of the eye and pull it out. And that grabs it really firm. But like I said, that will destroy the eye chip, so I only recommend doing that if you don't care about saving the eye chip. All right, so I'm just going to give this a few minutes to set and then I'll try to pull them off. All right, so it's been just a few minutes and you can tell it's getting closer, about ready, when the glue stick doesn't really wobble too much anymore. So I'm going to try this one. All right, so that one came off. And that one worked. These ones had a little less contact with the glue, so I'm not sure if they're going to work the first time. No, that one didn't. And that one did though, that's good. So now I'm just going to do that one more time. And I hope this works because I think the screw method, where it's really effective, can be a little bit messier. So when you want to remove the chips, you can usually just pop them right off, but if they stick too hard, you can just cut them off. Usually I don't keep the default chips unless they're for authentic Blythe. I just don't like getting them mixed up. And there's a bunch of different types of chips that are out there. A lot of times if you find realistic eye chips, they are printed on paper and then attached to either a glass or resin eye chip with glue. And so you can get a lot of really cool realistic eye styles that way. You also can get hand-painted eye chips. This is an eye chip that I just painted and I did a demo video on how to make those. And then there's people who make like resin fantasy chips, which are pretty cool, and you can put basically anything you want in them. They're really neat. So I'm hoping this time it will work. Let's see if it's waited long enough. Oh, good. All right, so there you go. Here's all the eye chips I removed. So now you can go ahead and proceed with putting your selected eye chips in. A lot of people like to just use Elmer's glue or craft glue, and you can use kind of whatever glue you want. But I guess, you know, if you want whoever buys your doll to be able to get them out later if they ever want to replace them, or if something happens to the chip, like if they yellow or get damaged, you probably don't want to use anything too permanent, otherwise they'll have a hard time getting it out. But yeah, just food for thought. And what I do is I just use a little bit of glue around the edge. So I'm going to stick these chips in and show you. So we've got some glue, just kind of do a couple dots on there, trying to keep it off of the outer white area. And another nice thing about like a water-soluble glue is that if you have any overflow, it's easy to get off, whereas if you're using like a super glue or a more hardcore glue, the cleanup can actually damage the eye. So for this doll, I'm going to use the hand-painted chips that I just made, and I'm going to drop that in there and push down until I hear a little pop. Sometimes they don't pop. There we go. All right, so I did have just a little bit of overflow on the edge, but this is water soluble, so it's not a big deal. Just polish those up a little bit. So now there are some really cool custom painted eye chips in there, and it's the same process for printed chips as well. So I hope this was an interesting video, and I also hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.